Will you please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God"?
So help me God.
South Africa held its general elections on the 29th of May and the final results are out. It's official, the ANC has lost majority. That's the African National Congress Party, ANC. They've lost their parliamentary majority. The party first came to power in 1994. That's 30 years ago. And this year, in 2024, it has seen its worst performance ever. The ANC is the party of Nelson Mandela, the party that ended apartheid in South Africa. But their days of running South Africa alone are over. Now they will have to cobble together a coalition government. So who are the likely partners? What will influence the ANC's decision? And what happens to President Cyril Ramaphosa? Our next report has the details.
Thank you very much to all of you. The final announcement of the 2024 national and provincial election results today in many ways represents a victory for our democracy as South Africans. It also represents a victory of our constitutional order, but more importantly, it represents a victory for all the people of South Africa.
That was South Africa's president, Cyril Ramaphosa. He said the elections were a victory for all the people of South Africa. But there are some South Africans who will feel that it was a defeat. Ramaphosa's own party, the African National Congress, won the most seats in these elections. They are the biggest party. But the ANC has lost sole control of South Africa after 3 decades. For the last 30 years, ever since the ANC under Nelson Mandela helped end apartheid, the party has ruled the country. It won every election with an absolute majority. But this time, they only won 159 seats out of 400. They need 42 more seats to get back control of the parliament. That means the ANC will have to form a coalition if it wants to remain in power. So far, only 2 other parties have more than 42 seats. South Africa's main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, and the MK party, led by former President Jacob Zuma. If the ANC ties up with either of them, it can return to power with just one coalition partner. The DA already seems keen on starting coalition talks.
I can today announce that the DA's federal executive has unanimously adopted a resolution to initiate exploratory talks with other parties that share a commitment to the South African Constitution, and to identify options for the formation of governments at a national and provincial level where no party has obtained an outright majority.
The DA controls South Africa's Western Cape province, so an ANC-DA coalition will end up controlling 8 out of 9 provinces in South Africa and 246 seats in parliament. But the ANC may not go for this because of the DA's free market economic policies. The ANC and the DA have fundamental differences in their economic outlook. The ANC's other coalition option, the MK party, is almost a non-starter because it is led by former President Jacob Zuma. Zuma and Ramaphosa are considered bitter rivals. Zuma has said that he won't ally with the ANC if Ramaphosa remains president. But so far, the ANC has rejected that demand. Now, there is a third option, a multi-party coalition. The 4th biggest party after the election is the Economic Freedom Fighters. The EFF won 39 seats. That's not enough for the ANC to reach the halfway mark. But the EFF is an ideologically similar ally for the ANC. Their leader, Julius Malema, was a former ANC youth leader. But an ANC-EFF coalition would need at least one more ally. That means more partners that the ANC will have to listen to. More partners that could hold the ANC to ransom by threatening to leave. That could lead to an unstable government. Will the ANC risk bringing a third party on board? Or will they choose to go for a strong, stable government with the DA? The ANC only has 2 weeks to decide.
Confused by the barrage of numbers, deafened by the chorus of experts, disoriented by the flying graphics? Don't worry, we've got you covered. On Firstpost, we're keeping things simple. The most important seats, the high-profile candidates, and the most lucid analysis. As India counts its votes, tune in to Firstpost. Catch our live coverage on June 4th on all our platforms. Also, the special edition of Vantage.